sabotage. Open up, open cold as ice and Coca-Cola. Open up.
What's good? It's your girl. Guys, I look like, I don't even know. I just look like one lollipop, like with my little skinny body, looking like one daddy long legs body, and then my little pea head. Guys, the hair is there, the follicles are there, they're all bunched up and crunched up and munched up, and we're living our life. I'm trying to do up, you know, a little piece of elegance today. This is my transition and translation of elegance with the flares. Bitch, you could never. But yeah, guys, I hope you're all well, and your week's been blessed. We're still doing up this COVID business. This is life now for the foreseeable future, so let's try and just interpret this reality in a different way in it so that we can stay sane, because at this point I'm really over it. Like, I was big mad, I was big sad, and now I'm big bad because I'm done. Really though, like, it's just tiring and draining and boring, and it's done out here. But what I wanted to speak about this week, yeah, is something that I said to one of my friends last week, and also something that I've discussed with Ria before, who you will meet eventually one day. She thinks she's too nice for Tuesday tea, so I'm just like, bitch, bye. Like, do you know who I is? Like, do you know who we is? What we doing here? Like, you should feel honored to be on Tuesday tea before I get mad. But no, she doesn't really, she's just busy. But yeah, so she'll be on here one day. But basically we're just speaking about, I can't remember what it was, but I was just like, you know how I was just up in my bed sad and just deep in life, and I was just like, oh my god, like, one day we're not gonna be remembered. Like, one day everything we're talking about is going to be irrelevant. Like, it's going to be relevant in terms of history, but it's not going to be relevant in terms of, like, the things I'm telling you right now go out and it's going to be relevant. Like, all this COVID stuff one day is going to be in history lessons, the same way we was learning about the plague and all them types of craziness and London bridges burning down. Oh, excuse me, acid reflux. But it's one day it's going to be history. Like, this is not life, isn't it, forever? Like, so we just have to try and stay positive and just find happiness where we can. But I was saying, like, it's going to be sad that one day, like, we're just not going to even be relevant at all. Like, maybe the things we're talking about will be, like the stuff I talk about in Tuesday Tea. I'm hoping that Tuesday Tea will be here long after I'm gone, if YouTube is still running. But I just feel like it's sad that one day, like, you work so hard and you become so stressed in life, and then one day, like, you're just not there. And then years and years after that, nobody will even talk about your struggle. So it's just mad, like, and I felt a bit sort of like, well, what's the point of trying so hard and doing all these things if one day I'm just going to become obsolete? But that's not really no way to live. Like, you're here for a reason. Like, out of all the sperms, you weren't, honey, okay? We weren't. So if nothing else in life, that's what we won. And that was a hard race to win, and we did win it. So well done to us and you and me and we. So I was just like, okay, cool. So then I started thinking to myself, like, there's a film that I watched, yeah, called Book of the Dead. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's a cartoon film. It's like a child's film, but it's basically about, like, Mexican culture and how they view, like, death and the whole, like, candy skulls, you know, the sugar skulls, the things that people like getting tattooed on them and stuff. How that whole concept is, like, people live on in the afterlife for as long as you remember them and you say their name. And I was just like, oh, like, that's such a beautiful concept. Like, so I hope that people are talking about me for years and years after my demise, because I need to still be existing in the afterlife, guys. So please keep me relevant, keep me in your mouth, like, please. No homo, even though I'm into that. But I'm just like, one day, like, we're just not gonna matter, and it's quite sad. Like, you want to be able to leave a legacy no matter what you're doing, like, you really do. So I just want to speak briefly about what you should be doing against what you shouldn't be doing, and how you should just allow yourself to go with the flow and just release the pressure that you put on yourself. I don't know what press means, but I meant, like, you know, not press, I meant like depress, like when you're not pressing. But I don't really think that's a thing, but it is now, honey boo. So what it gonna do? Like, for real, you know, I've said this before, I'm 25 years old, and I do feel like I put a lot of pressure on myself, but it's because I have such a strong sense of what should be done and what I think is right. And I know that what I think is right is not a selfish thought. It's something that will actually benefit loads of people, which is why I get so stressed and I push for certain things so hard, because I know that a lot of people will benefit from what I'm pushing. But at the same time, I have to remember, as we all do sometimes, that you're just one entity. Like, you are not the whole population of the world. Like, and yeah, one voice can make a difference, but it can really be hard to be heard over all those voices when you are just one unified voice. One single voice, sorry, not unified. If you was unified, that would definitely alleviate some pressure and would help the sitch, because there'll be people back in your corner, but this is life and this is it and this is what we do. So I just hope that whatever you're doing, you're pushing, like you're excelling in your own excellence, like something that you really feel strongly about. If it keeps you up at night and it makes you feel like, yeah, like this is something I love, like I really care about this and I really feel like this is beneficial, push for it. Always, always, always educate yourself and find out ways where you can make something that's on a small scale blow up, like, and become something huge, because people are only relevant in society because we, the people at the bottom, the consumers, make people relevant. So why can't we all make things that we care about relevant? Why can't we all support our friends' hustles and see what they're doing and be like, nah, do you know what, this person speaks the truth, or nah, this person's design is banging, like this person's concept and idea and where this person's intentions are coming from is pure. So guess what, I'm gonna push it. It don't cost you a penny, it don't cost you a pound. Honestly, it costs you time. And depending on how you view your time, because a lot of us are wasting time on other things but seem to be like, all of a sudden, well, this ain't worth my time. But really, look what you've been wasting your time on. What are you on? Like, no, like, no, like, no, like, don't do that. But I just hope that people really start to see and value each other while we're here, because I feel like we do become complacent as life goes on. You know, every day you wake up and you think, oh, the same bullshit as yesterday. But guess what, you might not have the day after the day you're living, like, and then you'll be like, whoa, or you'll feel like it's a waste, or we don't know what's happening after this, and we really don't know. And my fear is that I'm gonna sit there and be resenting the life that I lived, or wishing that I had done more with my time. And obviously, with things the way they are at the moment, a lot of us feel like our time is just standing still, but it's really not. Like, this period and this duration of time that we're having to be locked down or whatever we're doing, all this isolation business and all these restrictions and whatnot, it is what you make it. Like, I've said it from the beginning, lockdown is going to be make or break for a lot of people. It's pushed a lot of people's relationships to the limits. It's helped a lot of people grow together. It's broken up families. It's made people lose their livelihood. Like, it's got a lot to answer for in it, and it's very easy to become bogged down with all the things that are going on. But you really have to try and find your own light in this darkness. Like, not all of us are looking at the same light at this point, even though we're all going through the same thing. All the basic things that you just took for granted all them days and years ago, like going to the shop and just walking in and out and minding your business and doing this and whatever you're doing, busting jokes with the shopkeeper. Now you can't do that, because guess what? All your breath is going back in your throat because that mask is doing the madness to you. It's rude. Like, you know, the perfect example, yeah, is like, you know, when you get cold, yeah, or something. Like, for me, actually, no, it's not a cold, it's a cough. When I used to get a cough, yeah, and it used to be like really hard for me to swallow, or like the cough would just be taking me and it would just be catching me by surprise, yeah, I used to always think to myself, oh my gosh. And I used to get tonsillitis a lot, yeah, like a lot. I'm talking like, it felt like every other month. It was so frequent. And then one time I had this thing called a quinsy, and then I had to have an operation to get it cut out of my throat. It was a mad thing. But basically, yeah, and all now they didn't take out my tonsils because they said you're more prone to infection if they remove it, and blah blah blah. But basically, every time I'll get tonsillitis, I'd think to myself, I regret all the times when I didn't appreciate that water. I regret all the times when I didn't just eat that toast and I didn't have no discomfort. All the times when I could taste things properly. And you just think to yourself, look how complacent you are every day. The day when you struggle to breathe is a day that you'll realise, my God, I was so blessed my whole life to be breathing. Like, wow. So on that note, we're going to enjoy this water, because there's going to be a day when I can't enjoy this water. On a level though, you know, and it just sweet you in all your teeth gaps. Yeah, that's really what happened to me. And you have to be mindful, like, of the things that you have while they're there, because to you they're small things, but once that luxury gets taken from you, and I feel like a lot of things in life that we have are luxuries because someone else doesn't have it. Food to us is a luxury. This jumper right now is a luxury to me, because someone in the world is wearing a t-shirt and they need a jumper. and I'm wearing it's a luxury. Do you know what I mean? This bed I'm sitting on is a luxury. This cup I'm drinking out of is a luxury. I watched a prison documentary once, and they used to cut the milk bottles in half to put all their food inside the milk bottle and eat it out of the milk bottle. Like, this cup is a luxury. Every single cup I bring into this video is a luxury. We're blessed, but sometimes we just look at other things, and a lot of the time it's comparing what other people have to our own blessings, and then being like, actually, we're not that blessed. But let me tell you, child, like I said before, Jezza, Kyle, there's always someone worse off than you. So you have to really start translating your blessings in a different way and understanding them as raw. Like, they're not covered in gold and covered in glitter and all this stuff and platinum based and whatever stuffed crust and barbecue based blessings. But at the same time, honey boo, somebody will do anything. They'll move heaven and earth for that one thing that you have. And I think I mentioned it before, like during lockdown, I was working for a charity. I got like a temporary job, and it was helping rough sleepers within the community. And when I tell you, like, I've always been someone who's very open-minded anyway, but working with those people and seeing how they've lived, and even just hearing some of their stories, and I was so close with so many of the residents in the hotel, like my heart was just for them. Every day they knew, like, I just wanted to hear about their stories. I cared about them. It was so much more than just a job to me. And when you see people that have nothing, then you will understand how blessed you are. I remember the first night I went home, I literally just looked at my house keys in my hand while I was on the bus and just thought, wow, like, these keys take me to every single thing that I own. Like, most of the things that make me who I am and make me feel like I'm important and I'm relevant, all the things I own, I spend my money on and I own, behind what this key opens. Someone would kill their mum for this key, really, like. And when I'm coming home and I'm complaining that my house is messy, or I've made a mess, or this is not working, or oh, my Wi-Fi is shit, I'm just thinking to myself, babes, look at you and your first world problems. Like, is it really that deep? There's people that have nothing to eat tonight and haven't had it for the whole week, and look at what you're complaining about. But at the same time, all that gave me a headache. Like, just all that negative things and that self-reflection actually did hurt my brain. But all those things, yeah, like, all your problems are your own, don't get me wrong, like, they are. And obviously I was working in that hotel with people that had nothing, literally, like the shirt on their back. Some people that had been millionaires before and gone bankrupt. Like, you can imagine when they were living the best life, they never thought that they would be hitting the depths that they're hitting now. But look at it, here it is. Like, but I had that job, and then when I was allowed to start doing nails and stuff again, because I have a few different jobs, guys. So obviously I work with young people. I was working at the hotel because I couldn't do any of my other jobs. I couldn't do my beautician work, my youth work, all of that. It was just locked off. So basically I was at the hotel. Then all of a sudden, when the restrictions were getting lifted, I was allowed to go and do some of the beautician jobs again. So I was going to clients' houses and stuff. And one lady had a 6-bedroom house and was complaining that she ain't had no space. And she needs to move out because she's got too much things in her house. And she had 2 children and a 6-bedroom house. And in my head, I'm thinking, wow, like, if you know what I was doing yesterday at work, like at the hotel, with people that, you know, are dealing with their drug addictions and doing some crazy things, selling their body to people they don't know just for a quick fix, like, just all this crazy shit. And I'm thinking, look at your problems. But I said to the woman, your problems are your own, innit? Like, they make you feel how they make you feel, and no one can tell you that, like, get it together, really, because you are living your reality. So yeah, for some person that 6-bedroom house might be a problem, but for another person, finding out where they're going to get their next meal, or if they're going to be laying somewhere peaceful tonight, is their next thing. Like, that's their next problem. It's just crazy to me. But your problems are your own, and they're all relevant to you. And this is another thing, like what I spoke about before. Don't compare your trauma to somebody else's trauma. Do you understand? Like, I'm telling you that I'm stressed because I'm unemployed or whatever my circumstances are, and you're telling me that, oh, my 6-bedroom house is too small. Like, in my head I might be thinking, are you having a laugh? But your problems are your problems. I have to respect the fact that what you're going through is stressing you, and I really hope that you will see that what I'm going through is stressing me. Like, it's just about understanding people and sharing the feeling, not the experience. Like, me and you can both feel sad over 2 different things that are totally different, but we have to respect that we both understand what it feels like to feel sad. That's what we should be focusing on, the similar things that we feel, not, oh, how much worse my situation was to yours, or like, when I went through this, it was so terrible. Like, shut up. Nobody asked you, hun. No, like, really. But yeah, I can't even remember what the start of this video was about. I'm gonna be so real. What was it about? I can't remember what it was about. But anyway, I'm sure there was a message in there somewhere, because if not, then there's a problem. To be honest, I was just feeling kind of cute, so I just wanted to come on here and let y'all see my face. But, you know, I was hoping to impart some kind of wisdom onto you, but it's very possible that it didn't happen. But like we move. But yeah, guys, honestly, like, keep yourself safe throughout this time period. And I don't mean wash your hands and make space and cover your face and cover your ass and your mum and these things. No, like, do what you're doing in it. But what I mean is look after your mental state. Yeah, you can wash your hands as much as you like, mate, but mental illness, there ain't no soap that can steady that. Yeah, do you understand? Like, that's within you, so you better go and deal with it. You better go and focus on your self-care and your, you know, preserving the mind and all these things, because let me tell you, we think that this is crazy right now. We don't know what is round the corner, and that's the truth. So we have to keep seeing the worst thing that's happening in life as like, it can't get worse than this, it can't get worse than this, because that is what is gonna keep us sane. But the fact is, it really could get worse than this, and we have to prepare ourselves. And it's not nice, but that's why the little things that we can find joy in, just grab them with both hands and feel them and enjoy them and live in the moment, because we don't know when that next little piece of sunshine is going to come from. We really don't know. But yeah, guys, you know what time it is when I start to slow down my speech, because I feel like all throughout the video I'm motor mouth, blah, 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 blah. But now it's time to just woosah, you know, unagi. If you've watched Friends before, that means salmon skin roll, but it sounds real intelligent. But it's time to just unagi yourself and salmon skin roll and done, and that's it, because I need to go out and live my life. And yeah, so I will speak to you all soon, and look after yourselves and each other, in the words of Jerry Springer, because he knew what he was talking about. Okay, but yeah, guys, in a bit. Bye.